Things are just popping right now. Things are starting to cultivate. Things are starting to grow. Things are getting real colorful. You are like a grain of sand in the Sahara Desert. Yeah, and I am the entire desert. Elizabeth is icing the champagne right now because the time is getting near.
But what time?
Oh, yeah, it doesn't matter. Nothing matters, no.
Because it's time for dudes talking stuff.
How is there no count?
You don't have to do the intro.
Oh. There is an intro now.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the pod. Yeah, great
you
start.
forgot. Yay.
How's it going?
Happy Father's Day to all those people out there. And
To all those motherfuckers out there.
there you go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Congrats on the sex.
Thank you.
And, you know,
Yeah.
this is dudes talking
Stuff. The Hangover edition.
Yeah, the pod that needs lottery tickets and never returns.
Boom.
Happy Father's Day. And yes,
I'll be
we're
right
all
back.
struggling a little bit.
You know,
Superhero bar crawl yesterday evening, which I'm a champion at superhero bar crawling, apparently,
how do you
Easy
win that?
go.
by being
By-
the best costume.
Yeah, having
of
the
being
crowd fucking love you.
awesome.
Nice.
Making the bar go crazy.
Yeah, being the Hulk Hogan of superhero costumes in Charlotte.
Now we're about to be the podcast champs.
Was that a rock kind of play? It was hard to pick up, but I'll pick it up. What you're putting
dig
down.
it? All right, let's get to sporting all over the world.
All over the world.
You do
There
it
you
so
go.
much better.
I know. Charlotte Checkers won the national championship. They beat the Chi-Town Wolves, and they won. They call it the Calder Cup. I've been celebrating. I've been checking everyone.
Checking?
Yeah, I've checked the girl who told me I won and gave me my award for winning the costume.
Check.
I checked my fiance the other day. I'm gonna have lunch with my mom later. I'm gonna check her.
I'm a world champ.
Yeah,
man.
and I'm gonna say congrats, championship.
The Carolinas are officially sports champs,
Nice.
world champs, man.
Awesome.
This counts for everybody, not just Charlotte.
Both the Carolinas, yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. We're close.
Thanks for giving us some credit.
No problem. A little bit.
We're
Out
here.
in California,
People train here.
they do.
Yeah, we got that going on.
The governor of California halts horse racing at Santa Anita Park due to 29 horse deaths this year.
Shit.
I don't know how many horse deaths there were last year, but that sounds like a lot.
Yeah. I'm just running the shit out of
I
them.
mean, can't we just make steaks? I hear the meat's good.
Ouch.
Horse meat?
Yeah, they
I don't
do.
think
In other
so.
countries, they eat, it's real lean. They
I
eat
feel
the
like
shit
horse
out of
meat makes you crazy.
Yeah. You're not
What
supposed to
happened
eat-
is at one point in society, there was a horse and there was a cow. And we ran up to both of them with a rock when we were cavemen. And that horse ran the fuck away. And that cow stood there.
Yeah,
it was
just
like, what up?
looked Yeah,
And we
looked
just-
at us.
And that's
Crack!
That's why we eat cow.
Well, sounds like we have an
Makes
understanding
sense,
with
man.
the horses. Then.
All right.
Got horses in the back.
Dabu Sweeney says they don't like it in Bama when he's around anymore when it comes to recruits. So when he recruits, he has to stick to the back alleys in the caves. So you can call him Osama bin Dabu.
Nice.
This is serious though. He's running a terrorist organization against the Gamecocks personally, and he needs to be shut the fuck down.
Zero Dark 30.
It's devastating everyone in our team.
Taking it to the round ball. Women's soccer. U.S.
There's a
Women's
lot of round
National
Yeah,
Team.
I thought that we were going to basketball.
Yeah, baseball.
Yeah, baseball. That's a round ball.
Round ball with
Softball?
laces.
Got him. The U.S. Women's National Soccer
Volleyball.
Team destroyed Thailand, 13-0. They caught a lot of flack for this.
They did.
Why?
Well, apparently they should have stopped trying to win the game.
Yeah.
Even though in soccer, especially in this tournament, most goals scored is one of the tiebreakers.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah, fuck that. Crush them.
And
Crush them.
it's just like the night with your mom. A lot of scoring. You're welcome.
Yeah.
alrighty.
Even hungover, I got jokes.
Yeah. I got burns.
Well, they're looking pretty good, so maybe we'll get a America a little title here pretty
Nice.
soon, a little World Cup. We've got, bless me, we've got a bonus round for sporting all over the world. There's a big boxing match last night.
Told me.
Yeah, special edition. This is breaking news.
Yeah.
Just happened like last night. Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King, his
Like the
name,
name.
not mine,
Love the name.
destroys Tom Schwarz, the German. Second round TKO to remain the lineal champion. I don't know what lineal champion means.
That's going to be my next
Yeah.
question.
Don't ask me. Something to do with.
What was Tom Schwartz's name? Is it the German?
He had a nickname, but it doesn't matter because he got TKO'd in the second round.
I just was curious.
Here's the cool thing
Nickname,
about
yeah.
this. Tyson Fury, the intro was the best part of this match. He comes out to some song. He's wearing a completely black robe, all covered up. And as he makes his way to the ring, he rips the robe off, and he's dressed up like Apollo Creed before he gets killed by Ivan Drago. But he's got Coming to America playing. He's got the hat. He's got everything. It was pretty epic
That's
stuff.
fucking great.
So congrats, Tyson.
Yeah.
Lineal champ remains.
Lineal champ.
No idea.
Yeah.
I don't.
We're going to take it to the NFL. Got a great story here. Kellen Winslow the second, not the
don't-
first.
Yeah, don't put it on his
Don't
daddy.
disrespect the Hall of Famer.
Yeah, please.
Is being charged with raping a 58-year-old homeless woman.
So fucked
I
up.
feel like he was in a similar situation not too long ago in the last few years.
Yeah. Yeah.
There have been reports of him masturbating in front of teammates,
Yep.
just while having casual
Why
conversations.
Why hadn't someone like beat his ass for that? You know what
They
I mean?
said that like teammates wouldn't room with him because of how often he would
yeah.
just masturbate.
Yeah, like there's a bathroom over there.
And he
dude.
watched porn during all their team meetings. As soon as the internet was available to him, 'cause he hasn't played a little while on a mobile device.
A bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he had a incident in a health club. A 78-year-old woman.
78-year-old.
He's into those G milfs.
Woo.
So he's got some issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody. You shouldn't rape. You shouldn't rape. But for this story to come out that there's something wrong about you just jacking off in front of your teammates, your buddies.
Yeah,
This is
coaches.
If anything at work, they should allow us to have masturbation breaks. Sometimes work is frustrating.
Yeah, man.
It's like when you
Yeah.
have the busy light on your office desk.
Yeah.
You need to have that extra light that says
Hey, yeah.
Jacking
off
it.
Just
in
don't
there,
look over
so,
here for
Yeah.
a minute, guys.
Yeah, ignore the loud grunts.
In lighter news,
Have to get off the Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
That's,
definitely.
that's the work rule.
this time of year is especially good for the NFL, especially when you are a fan of a team that maybe doesn't have the best history in the world, because anybody has a shot to win the Super Bowl right now. And
You mean the Panthers?
I mean the Panthers.
It's an odd year, man. You
Hey,
know what that means.
we only do good during our
we
years.
only do good during odd years. Every other year we lose.
2003, 2015.
This is the year.
Yeah.
The offense looks pretty good. We look better on the defense. There's no way to say we look worse.
Definitely.
So
It's
Even-
on Cam.
we have a better backup quarterback situation.
Allegedly.
I said it sooner. I feel like it's better. We can always go get Kyle Allen again.
Yeah.
If that's how it breaks down
I'm
to.
sure we could give him a
Yeah,
call.
if you want another dude off the street, we can make that happen. But we'll go to Publix and hire someone.
But we'll see what happens with the season. You know, I don't have the highest optimism right now, but I didn't when we went 15-1. So what the hell do I know?
I don't either, but I'm starting to.
Everyone's
convince
got
myself.
a shot, man.
Starting to convince
Yeah,
myself.
we're getting there.
That's because
Christian
the season's
McCaffrey. Have you seen how jacked he
Woo!
is?
Did you see? Okay, this is random off.
I like it.
Right?
Say it.
Greg Olson's Twitter. Or I think it's actually the Panthers' Twitter had Greg Olson like posing, and they were doing his little shots, and they were talking to him while he was getting his pictures made, and they were like, "Hey man, make your arms look big." And he said, "Dude, this is as big as these can get." And he said, "I want y'all to do whatever y'all do to Christian's photos when you get done with these."
What I take from that is that Greg Olson is healthy. So
Yeah,
That's a solid weapon right
I mean,
there.
we have our
top
backup
five.
tight end. That guy we drafted. I forget his name right now.
Yeah, that guy.
Rough morning, but
we'll remember
I
it
like
next
him.
time.
Yeah, sure.
We'll mention him.
No, we won't.
But
We tell you we will. We've broken promises.
it's right around the corner, man. The season's gonna start.
Father's
With
Day.
that comes
Broken
the
promises.
fantasy football dreams. It's a lot to take in.
Have you started fantasy football potting yet?
Not yet.
Oh God.
When's the last time you did a fantasy draft?
Ooh, a couple weeks.
Okay.
No,
okay.
he's been
I like
filling
to
it in with other drafts.
I like to stay loose.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
I like
Yeah.
to stay loose.
Right.
So
So
you've been doing those other drafts though, haven't you? Back easy. Yeah.
I think that's for the end.
yeah,
Oh,
wait.
yeah.
You just okay. Moving on. That was a great segue.
Yeah.
In NBA. We're going to NBA. The finals happened. If you weren't under a rock, the Raptors beat the Warriors in 6. I mean,
Raptors in 6 for the 6.
for the 6. To my understanding, the way the game went, Drake put up about 30. He crossovered Curry almost 8 times in that game.
Repeatedly.
He dunked on Draymond and dragged his nuts across his face. That's what I saw from the game footage.
He tore
Drake?
Clay's ACL.
He definitely was the one that he punched him in the ACL.
Yeah.
And
He
tore Clay's
exploded?
ACL. It's like, ah!
Yeah.
And then Toronto cheered.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park, man.
Yeah, the Warriors' worst enemy is they said, you know, the rumors are it was going to be themselves. I think it was just tendons in general. Connective tissue.
That's fucked up.
That's the biggest problem going on in the back.
It definitely took him down.
Get out of there, E-40.
But you know,
Tendons aren't safe.
with their weak tendons, it opened up a new door for Toronto Raptors and really the world, because they are the world champs of basketball. And Drake's curse is over as well.
Yeah, it did do that for him.
Drake should win the MVP.
What was Drake's
All I have to
curse?
say is Braun isn't in the
Drake's curse?
Yeah, what does that mean?
Oh man, you should spend a few minutes on a little Google search. You'll have a little fun.
Okay.
Basically, Drake takes a lot of photos and pictures and hangs out with a lot of
Celebrities.
team celebrities who end up not having the
doing
best performance.
Yeah,
no.
anytime there's a photo, they lose.
Oh,
Drake,
no,
and
Drake.
even like
Kentucky basketball.
even famous people, I want to say like Adele took a picture with him, and like within the week she got a divorce with her husband.
Oh man, Drake, what are you doing?
So like it's one of these things where it's just a Drake curse.
Shit.
So,
Madden curse.
But Drake's team, he's officially a sponsor. I think they may pay him even.
Oh, I'm sure
Toronto
they do.
does.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
so like has to be at the Toronto games.
Yeah.
Toronto won, so it's all okay.
The curse is broken.
Yeah, Kawhi's new Happy software uploaded and was functioning correctly. I don't know if you saw that.
I did. I saw both hands in the air.
I saw him dance. I saw him dance a little bit at one point. He did this.
I missed that. His post game
It
interview.
looked pretty happy.
It looked like an old white man dance.
Yeah.
I mean, but that was
happiest
what
of
it was. Yeah.
dances.
The post game interview was a little funny. Side note: did you hear about this Masai Ujiri story? So he's the general manager of the Raptors. The orchestrator.
Way to
put
say his
everything
name,
together.
by the way.
Thank you.
And off memory too.
Yes, that's what I do. He got into an altercation with a deputy, a police officer.
When?
So he goes on during the when they were going on to the court. He gave a speech while he was on there. He may have cursed. I don't know. He's known for cursing. He did a fist bump, but apparently before he got onto the stage, the deputy would not let him on the court. He didn't know who he was. Masai Ujiri, the guy just won an NBA title. He's probably got a lot of energy going on.
Yes.
He pushes the deputy.
Oh shit.
The deputy pushed him back, to which Ujiri just pushed the shit out of him, got him out of his way, and just went up to the stage anyways. But it's now pending investigation. My thoughts are worth it.
Yeah, 100% worth it.
Toronto, they're going to drop that.
I thought
that was getting dropped.
I thought we were going to tell the story where, say his name again?
Masai Ujiri.
Yeah, where he went to a planet and ran into this red-faced skull man. And then he went up to this mountain and he realized he had to kill something he loved. So he threw DeMar DeRozan off a cliff. And in return, he woke up with the NBA championship in his hand.
With the best player in the league.
Yeah.
Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi Leonard. He actually has Kawhi Leonard's soul stone. That's why Kawhi Leonard's still working on. He's given him. He took the soul stone and gave it to Kawhi since Pop stole his. And now he's slowly starting to build it back.
And now he's going to take it to LA.
Yeah, he's going to take that soul to LA and get all that good sin in it.
Hey, well, they got one.
Other thing I did want to say, Clay is so fucking gangster. Like, he fell down, tore his ACL, and then came back, shot some free throws, and was like, nah, I'm going to stay out here on an ACL.
Kind of made me think he faked the whole thing.
But he didn't at all.
Yeah, they did come out that he tore it.
I do want to say hot Skip Bayless take during the moment was that the Warriors were wrong and they should let Clay play. 2 hours later, Clay tore his ACL. Like, yeah, he should have let him play out there on that floppy tendon.
Oh, God.
All I'm seeing
Get out of there, E-40.
Is run.
Run for your tendon. Not run fast, but take it.
Tendons.
I think all the other players are taking notice here. Apparently, if you go to Golden State, you're going to tear something.
You
Clay,
can.
KD, didn't DeMarcus get hurt right after he got hurt?
It's because when you're that top heavy, the amount of minutes you're forced to put on night after night.
Well, yeah, top heavy because their chests are so big. So that's why their tendons are weak in their knees.
Because they're swole.
So they got to
Antonio
carry
Brown is
themselves.
next. Putting on wax, Mr. Swole chest.
No, I'm drafting him.
His tendons are going out.
He's going to be a steal in the second to third rounds.
Don't do it.
Third round, steal now.
Third round?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, because it's tendon? Because I put it on wax?
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. Kimba says he loves us.
Wait, before we move on.
No.
I got to shout out Kyle Lowry.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I actually had that too.
Just got to shout him out. And that's it. That's all I got to say.
I want to shout out Van Fleet because he going to get paid.
He going to get paid.
Because that shooting percentage was high as fuck.
Balling.
And I also want to shout out Jeremy Lin Sanity for putting a ring on it. NBA champion Jeremy Lin and former Hornet great. Best hair, not best hair in the league anymore. That's why he's been gone quiet. When he gets playing time, his hair going crazy. When he doesn't, he calms it down.
It's like Dragon Ball Z. Goku has different
levels.
That's
what I'm saying. He's a good guy. He knows not to go Super Saiyan.
You can't be Super Saiyan all the time. Yeah. You got to reserve your energy.
Yeah.
All right. Now, what does Kimba love?
Us. The Hornets, Charlotte, the city, and money.
Money, okay, there we go.
Yeah, well, thanks. Because he said he'd take less than the Supermax to stay with us, then that we're his number one priority in free agency.
Here's my thought on that.
But even if we give him a little less,
I don't see it. I don't see it.
But that's because other news last night. I guess we'll talk about it.
Of course, yeah. The Lakers won them.
The Lakers have traded the house, essentially a whole team, for Anthony Davis, who there's an agreement. He's going to sign long term in that. I just feel like that's going to happen. So Anthony Davis and LeBron sitting over there in the East. Let's talk about, though, we're on Kimba right now. They said now that he's their number one priority in free agency at this point because they need a point guard.
Right.
I guess they don't feel like they're going to be able to get Kyrie. That did look like maybe that could happen.
Possibility.
But I feel like Kimba, they're pushing for Kimba. Dallas said he's also their number one priority.
Kimba's about to get courted like he's never been courted.
Yeah, they like he says we're the number one, but that's because, all right, not insulting ourselves, but it feels like he's been eating McDonald's his whole life. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Over here at Hornets. And like we might be able to give him a Supermax, so he might be able to go to Outback.
Right.
Right. But these other teams are taking him to Ruth Chris in restaurants that you don't name because there's only one of them, but it costs $200 a plate.
Never heard of.
That's where LeBron and Anthony Davis are doing right now, and that's what Dallas is doing. So I'm worried. But does Kimba love us enough to just eat so much Outback?
I say
so much Outback.
I say no.
Like $80 million more Outback.
I don't think so. And I think Kimba throwing out that he would take less is a test.
Let's see you're paying attention.
It's a test to Charlotte. So when they don't offer him the Supermax, he can leave and say, well, hey, I would have stayed, but they didn't care enough about me.
So I do want to say, though, I think the Pelicans actually did pretty well because they weren't going to be able to keep Anthony Davis. And they got 3 first-round picks, including the number 4 coming up, and
Brandon Ingram,
and Lonzo Ball, who aren't they both first-round picks? They essentially got 5 first-round picks.
Yes, they also got Josh Hart, who I don't believe was a first round pick, but is a solid
rotation
guard wing.
Add that with Zion, Lonzo Ball, Ingram, Zion, whoever they get number 4. I mean, they've got a young core there that could essentially, for a couple years, be really good.
You know, it's worth talking about so much. Somebody might actually use it on their final take.
Oh, was it? God, my bad. I read your stuff. Skip that part. We'll cut it out.
But yeah, I think Kemba's gone. He's gonna go. It's like how do you enter a room that has LeBron James, Anthony Davis in it, and don't walk out without that deal, wanting to play with them? Who's ever done that? I don't think anybody.
Because what if he just likes being number 1?
Everybody likes to be number 1, but you could be number 1 and have a ring on it and be the third guy. That's fine.
Moving on. Paul Pierce, this is a fun story, confesses to faking a knee injury in the finals when he played against the Lakers. He faked that leg injury because he shit his pants. And they actually said, Boston says that they actually was like rumors that he may have injured himself so bad that he was like bleeding because there was like solid liquid coming down his leg at that time. Now it's finally been kind of figured out what really happened in that war. He shot himself.
Oh, man.
And so he faked an injury, which I think was brilliant. Yeah, I mean, is there ever a better time to fake an injury? My tendons. My tendons.
Quick, get me out of here. I shit myself.
It is a little suspicious because he was legitimately carried off the court.
Oh, my God.
So one of his teammates might have got a little doo-doo on him, too.
Yeah, that's tough for that guy. That's tough for that guy.
Because I believe I remember watching this game.
Yeah.
He was literally being carried out, comes back a few minutes later, running around, and everyone's like, what the hell just happened here? Like, wasn't this guy just dying? He also backtracked, though, the whole pooping his pants.
I think he probably thought it'd be a little small fart. You know how that happens?
A little sharp.
Yeah, and then it just got a little more crazier than he meant to.
The snowball effect.
Yeah, it wasn't something he meant to do.
I'm just saying, I think we need to take Paul Pierce's nickname. Because he's
lying.
He is not the truth.
He's not the truth anymore.
He's a liar.
It's available.
He's a liar with bad takes now.
Yeah. Who's the truth now?
I'm going to believe he shit himself.
Oh, yeah. So he is the truth. Well, he still faked the injury.
Yeah, he faked an injury. It's brilliant.
So it's not. Great. I mean, I agree. It's a good time.
Love it.
I mean, yes.
But I think the argument would be his game is the truth.
It was.
His game is the truth.
Yeah, not him himself.
Well, he is better than Dwayne Wade.
Kobe's not technically a snake.
He's a model.
I don't know where it's going.
All right, we're exiting the realm of sports, young Trenton.
So
we're leaving the realm of sports for you.
Talking snakes and
shit. We're going to entertainment.
Oh man,
cut the lights down.
Ooh, dim them.
Yeah,
put on some Barry White.
Yeah,
it's sexy
because it's movie time, and we got Vice.
Oh yeah,
Big Dick Cheney.
Which, if you're interested in watching this, Hulu.
For free.
Hulu. They've got it on their movies.
Yeah, if you pay them.
Well, yeah. But I mean, you know what I mean.
You don't have to pay them. Just ask your cousin.
Yeah, I don't pay.
Oh, yeah.
Mother,
I don't pay
sister,
you,
brother.
Touche.
Yes. Hey, you're welcome, by the way.
We actually gave a review of this. If you've been a long time listener.
Yeah.
A Shtuffian or something.
Yeah.
I just made that up.
We'll work on that.
Yeah,
I like that.
That was
workable.
That
wasn't awful.
Yeah.
I don't. Maybe that's awful.
It was real early on. It was
we did a movie trailer review.
Yes.
Yeah, and we were actually pretty interested in it, which is why we watched it.
Not just enough to go see it in the theaters, but
never, unless it has to be a big movie for me to do that.
Basically, like a couple superheroes or something.
Yeah, or something his kid wants to see, he goes see it. Well, now we don't go out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we thought it was going to be a Christmas movie. I think we said where he saved Christmas.
Yeah.
Wasn't about that.
Nope.
So a little disappointed from the start, but I did like the film a lot. Oh, should I say people did come out as Christian Bale, Sam Rockwell, Amy Adams, Steve Carell, Tyler Perry.
Yes.
A loaded cast.
Yes. So there's an all-time cast. Directed by Adam McKay, the man of Step Brothers lore.
Is he?
I believe so.
It was, I don't know. The movie wasn't that funny.
It was not. I feel like the here's what they did. They took a really good drama movie. Yeah. They listed it as a comedy.
Yeah, they did.
I don't feel like the comedy and the drama fit too well. Honestly, The comedy was the worst part of the movie.
Maybe if you're really into like those lame like newspaper political comics and
I
shit,
think
you would laugh at it. But
I don't think everything was true, and that was the parts that were supposed to be funny.
Yeah,
there were parts that were definitely meant to be like when Dick Cheney's making a joke about going on the White House front yard and everybody's slowly pulling out their penises,
and then they're like, "Yeah, let's do it."
Yeah,
I mean,
that was not.
Did you laugh at the way they quickly did the thing where he shot the guy in the face and then the guy apologized? That was pretty funny. Yeah.
It was really because he was just sitting in the van. The guy turned around.
Yeah, turn boom.
Boom. Oh, I didn't see you there.
Yeah.
But
Damn it, Dick.
it follows the life of Dick.
There we go.
Fat, you got a little bit going on.
From the whole time, not really, but from the whole time it starts. Dick Cheney, they have his young career. Starts off getting a DUI. Really, his wife is the real Dick.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
She's like, get your shit together.
Yeah.
And he does. It's really crazy that Dick Cheney is just like a guy that was from nothing. He was living in his wife's mama's house.
Yeah.
And then he ended up being a
Line worker.
billionaire,
Yeah,
like a CEO of like billionaire companies. And
I didn't read enough into it, but my man did have 2 or 3 different college opportunities. So
I saw that.
I feel like the money came from somewhere.
Yeah, I did see that. I did see
I'm
that.
sure Yale back in the 60s and 70s was still pretty pricey.
Yeah, it wasn't as bad. But it shows the whole thing. The movie itself wasn't really, like you said, it wasn't a comedy. It was set up just kind of scenes of how he was dealing with situations, which is I thought got a little dull to watch because there wasn't like a peak. Like there wasn't a moment. It kind of happened behind him and you saw his reaction. But Cheney's the hero we deserved.
I mean,
he said at the end of that interview he would do it all over again.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure to serve us.
Yeah, right.
Not himself, and somehow that has nothing to do with why he became so rich out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The movie, it was definitely like following Dick Cheney's perspective the entire time, and then right at the very end, it just kind of hit you with all these facts, which just made it real awkward for me.
Right.
But the character himself, Dick Cheney, as played by Christian Bale, was fantastic.
Awesome.
Dude, the makeup was so good, too.
Oh, he looked
like
he
an
was
old
spot
Steve
on.
Carell and shit. Like, that was super good.
I'm pretty sure there were certain spots where they did videos where they were showing, like, the back of Dick Cheney's head.
Yeah, they spliced them in with, like, real interviews sometimes.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. I mean, really, all the characters, like George Bush, played by Sam Rockwell, I thought
Really
was
good.
pretty solid.
It's supposed to make him dumber than he was.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the real GW.
No, I think the media makes him a lot dumber than he truly was. I do think this movie was really about the whole, God, I don't even know what it's called now, I lost it. The unitary executive theory, I think is what it's called, which dumbed down means if the president does anything, it's legal because he's the president.
Because he's the president and he can't do anything illegal?
That was really what it was kind of about.
Makes a lot of sense.
In a loophole that essentially, the whole idea of America is we have checks and balances. That's why we have 3 branches, but there's a loophole that says that one of the branches doesn't really matter, that he can do whatever the fuck he wants to.
And that is the vice.
And that's what vice is kind of about, and they found the loophole to make the vice president get that power. And Dick Cheney figured that out.
Dick Cheney wielded the shit out of that power.
Yeah, Dick Cheney ran our country like a boss.
Yeah, the real
and regardless
president.
if he did it wrong, he was some gangster shit.
This is kind of...
He's the scariest man I've ever seen that kind of reminds me of my dad.
It kind of makes you think about when they were talking about, America needs to be run by a CEO or whatever. Then somehow Trump got elected. Already had that happen.
Oh, yeah.
Cheney was a CEO before he became vice president.
Much smarter.
Of a company that got very, very rich.
What if Trump's being controlled by Dick Cheney?
Oh, man. Dick Cheney's pulling the strings.
Did Dick Cheney do this? Did it happen?
I was going to ask you the same thing. I feel like a bad American for not knowing the answer to that.
I do too. Our hero.
Our
pod hero.
Yeah,
get on the facts department.
What was the question?
Is Dick Cheney alive?
Dick Cheney is alive.
Okay, so he's secretly...
The Canadian in the room knows this.
Yes, he's secretly controlling Donald Trump right now.
Yeah.
Dick Cheney.
And if he was dead, he'd probably just do it from the grave.
He's doing it from the grave. Mentally, like fucking Palpatine.
The man's had 5 heart attacks.
That makeup was so fucking good,
his
man.
His body can't hold. I like that guy said that
Like
It's so good.
that's not even the makeup. That's him. But
He wouldn't refer to it as that other guy's heart. It was his new heart.
his new heart.
Right.
That's so fucked
It's
up.
like, I deserve this, guy.
Yeah, because that guy was like actually the narrator.
Yeah, it was
for
actually
the
rather
thing.
cool.
Yeah, that was
I
actually.
kind of wanted to know more about that. Like if they just did that, just kind of like make him more of like a bad guy or something. Because he did he get that?
Well, I
big
think
heart?
the reason they did that is because Cheney was supposed to be quiet, so to have him narrate would have been weird.
I don't think they knew anybody close enough to Cheney to where they could have had a real person.
Oh, like a narrator. Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
You know what's weird for me is that while he was causing just billions to die, not billions, but thousands to die, he still to me wasn't that evil until like he just disowned his daughter.
Yeah, that was the worst
And
part
I
of
was
the
like,
movie. I
whoa,
was like, you
bro. It's like
he didn't just disown
not
his
only have
daughter.
you killed hundreds of thousands, but
Yeah.
now you disowned your daughter
You basically gave
for political gain.
Yeah, you told your other daughter to be against gay marriage so that she could get some fake points or some shit, get some votes, and boom.
I think she got him.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
she
it did,
did. No, it said
definitely
she
did.
was like she's like a
I
congresswoman
mean,
or something.
he's just playing the long game.
I mean, I get
that's
it.
what Cheney does. He goes for W's.
Yeah,
Yeah, Cheney does not lose. If you think he's going to lose,
Man.
you shoot him in the face.
you shoot him in the
You
face.
shoot
Like,
your
ow!
problems in the face and you make them
Yeah,
apologize.
make him
to you.
apologize on TV.
All right, so let's rate this.
Overall, I think it's pretty good. I honestly would have liked it better if they had just taken out the comedy aspects and just made it a straight drama.
Yeah, a little bit.
But I'd give it a 6.5, 7.
I gave it a 7 as well.
Yeah.
Because of that. I mean, Dick is OG. Love that part of the movie. Just solidified that for me. But it kind of drug for me because there wasn't really a lot of action at all. It was just them talking and him reacting, and he doesn't talk.
Which
a
I don't
lot.
mind those types of movies. Like,
No,
you know,
I didn't. I was 7 out of 10. I liked
Social
it.
I mean,
network
it
stuff
was,
like
you know,
that. You know,
I would say watch it. And yeah, and I
Definitely.
agree with you that the fact that they used comedians was enough for it to be satire that you didn't need to try to throw jokes in there.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Because there really wasn't, like you guys are right, there really wasn't any.
A lot of the
No.
jokes were
It wasn't funny, and the
Oh,
things that I thought were funny weren't supposed to be
No,
funny.
exactly. Yeah, and I think that was kind of the point. I give it a 7 as well. It's pretty good.
All right, so
I kept checking.
I'm a full 7 though. We're all 7s.
I'll
No
say while I was
6s.
watching, I kept checking to see how long it was because it felt kind of slow.
I thought
It was super
slow.
short.
It was only 2 hours.
No, it was draggy.
No, you don't remember the credits where they left to move to Virginia to breed
That was
golden
like
retrievers.
30 minutes in.
Yeah, it was,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
that
short.
was kind of weird.
Short.
I thought that was cool. I was like, what's going
It
on?
I
was-
see. I thought a lot
It was
of
a
times-
corny joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like I don't know, they did some forced imagery, like when his old heart died,
Mhm.
and it was like real forced though. It was like
Yeah.
I get it. I'm not
Yeah.
that dumb.
Understand how body parts
Outside
work.
of probably Christian Bale and Amy
Adams killed
Adams.
that. By the
Yeah.
way. She's
Yeah,
really
I'd say
good.
they were really
Underrated.
great. Steve Carell had I thought, a pretty awesome.
He's been in a few
performance.
movies like this. I forget the one recently that was like about the stock market or something. He was in.
Yes, I watched that movie.
Yeah, I mean he does. That's
Can't
what I'm
name
saying. He can do just drama. Like I can't either right now.
Steve Carell.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
The Big Short,
There it is.
and Christian Bale was in it.
It felt like that same type of movie.
Maybe,
I think my
may
dad
have
told me
been
to
the
watch
same
that
cast.
shit.
It's an excellent movie. We'll get into that later.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry.
Time for another pop.
We've got a trailer this week, and it's a little different. Not a movie.
Nope. Switch it up.
What was the trailer?
We've all prepared for this.
Yeah, we all-
Yeah,
the
hell yeah.
Avengers video game.
Oh yeah,
Young
hell yeah.
Trenton. You watched it.
I
You
did.
remember that?
That I
It's
actually
called A Day, by the way.
A-Day.
A Day.
did. Yeah.
Definitely made in America.
Yeah, such a good time to come out the same. Like we just had, like real close was the anniversary of D-Day. Let's go ahead and name a video game A Day.
I'm just going to get the elephant out of the room. I saw 2 trailers. It got a
Two.
lot of flack. I honestly am okay with how everything looks from the character's perspective, and I think the gameplay looks like it's going to be fun. And I think people are making a big deal because they wanted to see Chris Evans' face,
No,
and it's not going to
happen.
happen.
No, I think no one expects to see Chris Evans' face up
Oh,
there.
they do.
No one expects to hear them as voice actors. It's crazy to expect an actor you pay millions of dollars to come and do that.
Oh, they expect.
No one does that. And the game could be okay. But the problem with it is that at this point, that the gameplay that they've showed you,
Wasn't a lot.
it was literally like a split second, and then
Yeah.
they'd go to like a
Cinematic.
cinematic from the game. So I really didn't see any gameplay that was true. Like I just saw Hulk take like 5 steps and jump.
Yeah,
They did it for a few different characters.
Yeah, but it was no real action. So
true.
And so I'm not completely bad on that because I mean this is the same team that I think did the Tomb Raider.
Yes, the new Tomb Raiders.
They also Marvel recently, though I know it's still sunny, but they did a really good. That Spider-Man game was wonderful. So like
the same team that did
was
that?
Sony, I think.
No,
Oh,
but
no.
I'm just optimistic due to that. Disney games generally trash. Star Wars is in the Disney franchise. They've been fucking that up for a while. I'm a little worried, and I do think those dudes looked janky as fuck. And it's not even that it looks janky. They looked. Cap looked like he got his gear from Dick's Sporting Goods. Tony looked like he quit drinking but started eating. Bruce looked more like a model than anyone else. And Hawkeye looked so bad he wasn't fucking in it. You know what I mean? Like, it just, they all look bad. Like, the only one I thought actually looked bad or okay was Black Widow. Actually looked like common Black Widow a little bit.
My question is, can you name a Square game that you enjoy that wasn't like, because they're known for like
Other than
Final
Tomb Raider?
Fantasy. No, those Tomb Raiders were good.
Mm-hmm.
But like other than that, they're like Final Fantasy and Japanese shit. When I saw the Square
Yes.
shit, I thought it was gonna be like Thor talking and being
Yeah,
like,
so like 3 hours of gameplay
and
and like 8 hours of talking is what could happen here.
I'm just worried because the Spider-Man game was good because you really like only controlled Spider-Man. This is like you're gonna have so many different control schemes and shit for each character. Like it might be shit.
Well,
about that.
Spider-Man had its own faults. The biggest one was that
It's
it
the
was
stealth.
not online, which this game will be.
But see,
Spider-Man didn't really have much.
PlayStation has made itself to where a lot of they have games that are meant just for you to go online, and they have games that are meant for you to be in the crib and do a story mode.
Can we
That's
just get
fine
Ultimate
with that.
Alliance 3 or something?
Can you just not have taken? You could have
Yeah.
just not fucked up that fucking.
That was that company. It's not their fault. That was a good concept.
yeah,
Don't say
but that's
None of us
Disney.
did. We're not bringing it up. Shut up,
But also the game's got a year to go. You know, that they've taken the criticism to heart. They said they are going to do some remodeling to the characters.
They said
Honestly,
they're not.
I read it said they
No, I saw the E3. They came out recently and said no, and I agree with that stance. Like, you can't fan service every time Twitter reacts.
I agree.
That
That's
starts
how you
a bad
ruin-
trend.
Dude, and that's how you ruin like good stuff.
Yeah, so I mean, if this is how they feel, roll with it. But
What's
I'm just saying, I don't think the graphics look janky. I just think the way they decided those guys to look was dumb.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Bruce Banner should not look like the model of.
Did it bug you?
Bruce
that,
Banner
like,
looked great.
You didn't show him turning into the Hulk in that trailer too. It
That
was just
probably
like
won't.
he just like jumped out and then the Hulk landed.
Yeah.
Not really. I don't think you'll
I wanna
ever.
see him
I don't think you're
transform.
probably
I like
ever going to
that.
be Bruce Banner.
No. Hopefully not.
They might.
Hopefully
it
not.
could be like the Spider-Man game
Yeah,
where they
did like
made
a
you
map,
do Miles
like a little-
Morales as stealth. Maybe
Or
there's
did
a
like a
stealth.
little sciencey thing in there.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'm
In
thinking
the lab,
more of
whipping it
like
up.
So
the
excitement
first
levels.
two Ultimate Alliances.
Crack
you
in
know?
the crock pot.
Excitement level.
They came out with the Ultimate
4 out of
Alliance
10.
only for the
I'm at an 8. I'm excited.
You're going to be. I don't think that's good for you. I was going to give it a 5, but it's Marvel, so I gave it a 6.
Yeah, 4.
I'm good with it.
So-
Solid.
We're going to How High. This is where we take great stories from the news and decide how fucked up these people had to be. So, independent scientists recently had studied historical documents from the 8th to the 11th century and decided that they're inconsistent, vague, imprecise, and just overall probably made up. So, according to them, it is not 2019. We are currently in the year 1722. How high do you have to be? Because these guys, they're smart too, but they have to be pretty high to come up with a theory that just because, I mean, I might be wrong, but from the 8th to the 11th century, I don't think people were real illiterate. So, for them to be upset, so, all right, we've lost,
300 years.
yeah, right around.
Feel so young.
Yeah, dude, I shouldn't even be here.
Should we be wearing like
Not even
armor
supposed
and
to be
shit
here
like
today.
night?
Our society's really advanced.
Yeah, hell yeah! I can't wait to see what the
1722.
real 2019's like.
Oh, that means we have another
Jetsons
300 years on that 2050 end of the world thing.
Sweet.
Nice.
Yeah.
And it means, like, you know, the Jetsons seems more realistic.
Can we
because
invent
they're, like,
Google?
in our
Is
time
that-
period now.
Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Since we went back in time, can we now make up Google?
Yeah.
Definitely.
And we can really crunk. I'm gonna party like it's 1999 again.
Oh man, he's dead. We can just
Well,
make it our own.
Well,
I don't
people
know.
still know he existed. It's not like we went back in time.
Yeah.
It's just anyway. So
I'm okay with these guys trying to disprove this. I'm okay with the disprove.
I think that they're insane.
These guys, what guy looked at the documents?
How do you prove all of this stuff?
I mean, they're trying.
They found a dog head and said the dog head was 80,000 years old. How do you know? Prove it. You've never seen an 80,000-year-old dog head.
They can test it. You can carbon date shit.
You can test and carbon date.
Yeah, fossil records, dog.
Yeah, I don't buy it.
Are you a flat earther?
The Earth is round. I've seen pictures.
Yeah, the Earth is round, but dinosaurs, fuck those guys. That's the big chicken.
All right, so I guess this one doesn't feel like it's going to win.
Dinosaurs look.
They have feathers. They probably they ain't even. We don't know that they growled. By the way,
Yeah.
Don't know anything.
All right, so we're just gonna move off now. I don't feel like that was a good.
Eliminate that one. It's bringing too much problems.
It's because of the word.
It's tearing us apart.
Scientists.
Delete it.
The Nottinghamshire police have decided they've had enough violence in homes, enough knife violence in homes.
Nottinghamshire.
Yeah, this is across the pond.
Robin Hood.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. Yeah.
So in households that this frequently happens, there's a lot of knife violence. They've gone around and given out blunt knives, so there's no pointy part that you could stab someone with.
Like a butter knife?
Pretty much, right? And so they've given out blunt knives to don't allow stabbing, and they've said they've given out their first 50. And yeah, I guess you'll have
50 people have been stabbed.
You'll
by
have
blunt
to
knives.
use the serrated ends.
That's what I was thinking.
It's had to hurt your family, but so how high the people decided? You know what's really going to stop violence? Giving them a blunt instrument. That'll overall stop domestic violence.
Yeah. Just give them another weapon.
If I'm gonna get stabbed, I think I want to get stabbed with the sharp.
I do too. 100% want to get stabbed with something sharp.
I want to clean.
Don't get me with this blunt shit.
Hit me and then pull it out, and then I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Don't keep repeatedly stabbing me with a dull knife. I think that's going to be a lot worse.
I mean, this is a pretty high idea.
They're
These were the cops that did this?
Yeah.
Dude, those guys probably got in the evidence locker. They just went nuts.
They found blunt knives.
They found a box of butter knives.
Handed these out?
Yeah. They'll stab each other, but they won't stab each other.
They're doing cocaine.
Brilliant, Johnson. Get on it.
We'll get to catch them while they're sitting there stabbing a guy for 10 minutes, wondering why he won't bleed. High. Very high.
Incredibly high. Lots of weed.
Do they got bath salts across the pond?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So in Poland, our final one, a tank, an old army tank, was being transported from one spot to another. The owner's buddy, who had had a few too many, decided he was going to give it a test run before. So he took it out on the town. As you can imagine, no one got hurt, but it was quite a bit of damage. He's also charged and facing up to 8 years for, quote, creating a situation of danger.
Understatement of the year, but yeah.
Which some people pay for.
Do you know what's fucking crazy? When this shit happens, no one ever really gets hurt, except for usually the guy in the tank.
Because tanks kind of slow moving.
Hell yeah, you can hear that fucker coming.
Yeah, people are like, oh shit, there's a loud ass tank, I gotta get out of here. I don't think they're like, oh no.
This shit happens, you see it in other countries and shit, and it's happened here a couple times, but they just run over cars and shit, crash into buildings.
He fucked some stuff up.
Fuck yeah.
Saw that in Independence Day, I think.
How messed up do you have to be to steal your buddy's tank and go on a free ride, destroying multiple properties, and thinking that's going to work out?
I consider that a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
So this guy is just an opportunist.
I mean, he's just... It's like, hey, man, this probably won't happen again.
I mean, it's very true. It won't.
I mean, how many times have you had the opportunity to
get... I've never even been able to be near a running tank. Right? You got a tank over their museum.
If there was one out there right now.
Oh, dude,
I thought I'd look at it from the window if someone's driving a tank around.
I would probably not be in the window. I'd be
what if you see a guy get out of the tank and then just drop the keys and walk away?
Huh.
Yeah.
Tank, huh?
Yeah. Well, you gotta at least start it up.
Let's see what this looks
like. You gotta at least turn the key.
Oh shit, this is a manual. I don't know how to use this.
Okay, so Since we sound like the tank guy, we've now called him just an opportunist.
Pod hero, yeah.
The science guy, we just couldn't agree on because apparently
maybe
we
they're
might
idiots.
be.
Yeah.
Maybe we are in 17.
Yeah, or they're idiots.
They're
Like,
geniuses.
Neither one of us know yet. Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know.
Not you.
They are.
It is 2019.
Are they
and
pretty
the
much
year
just-
of our Lord
Yeah.
Odin.
Are they pretty much just saying that people were kind of dumb and couldn't count days to
Probably,
equal a year?
which makes sense.
Is that what they're saying?
Yeah.
They weren't that dumb. There were
I bet
scholars
they
for years.
were.
People
I
wrote shit
bet
down.
they were.
Come on.
No.
Come on. All right.
I'm in the
So
middle
I feel
of
like we're going. It's the police guy.
Sheriffs of
The sheriffs
Nottingham.
of Nottingham,
Yeah.
who obviously got bored after
with their blunt knives.
after they got Robin Hood.
How high?
Decided they were going to fix domestic stabbings
Yeah.
with one instrument.
Perfect.
Why the fuck don't they just arrest motherfuckers that are stabbing each other?
It's different over there.
Well,
It's
because
different over
they
there.
dropped, because they did it again later. So they're trying to like, those are the guys who are like, hey man, you're free now, but here's a butter knife instead of a steak knife.
Yeah, be sure to, stab proper. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Moving on. So that's the decision.
Free game?
Yeah, this is the PlayStation Plus for June.
Is it June?
It is.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I knew
We had that same question last
Yeah.
time.
I knew that.
Borderlands: The Handsome Collection.
Yeah. I'm really
You guys
glad
are
that
Borderlands people.
I just like that one where they're like that one comes with the one where they're in space, and that one's fucking terrible.
Whoa,
Like it's aggravating.
start off with all the cons. Okay.
Yeah.
So
The other Borderlands
Borderlands
is great.
Handsome Collection does come with 2 full games.
Yeah. One of them's amazing. The other one is aggravating.
I haven't played the one that Young Trenton says is aggravating yet, but I will one day.
New one's coming out in like 2 months.
Based off of the first game, though, I didn't think I was going to like the game, and I very much enjoyed it.
It's fun.
Handsome Jack is a piece of shit, though.
He is, but
He's funny piece of shit. Though.
If you play the second game is the backstory of Handsome Jack. It's before he's all fucked up looking, and
Is
he's
it
like,
when he's handsome?
yeah, and he's like a nice person. He's like a good guy, but he gets shit on constantly, and then something happens.
Did you feel bad for him?
No, I don't fucking.
Did you like him?
No, I didn't play far enough to give
Did
a
you care
shit.
for him?
No,
Oh.
it was funnier when he was talking about butt stallions and stuff, diamond unicorns and shit. He's crazy.
So, what would you guys rate this?
Fat really wants to keep talking about this game.
Yeah,
Borderlands. I'm gonna give Borderlands an 8.
you played Borderlands, so
I played Borderlands. I don't like shooters, and I still managed to kind of enjoy this game for a
because the
little
weapons
while.
are cartoony.
Yeah, it's not first person either, which I hate first person.
Totally first person.
Oh yeah, it is.
100%.
No, you can jump out.
In the car.
In the car, yeah, it goes to third person.
Yeah. Well, this is why I say here's why I dislike it. I give it a
Yeah.
6 out of 10.
I'm at.
But if you dig
8.
shooters, I give it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, if
It's
you're
fun.
into shooters, people love it, but I just don't.
I'd put it at an 8, and as far as for free PlayStation Plus games, it's one of the better ones.
oh yeah, it's for a free PlayStation game, 10. It's a 10
As I
out of
said, I
10.
gave it a 9.
Yeah.
I just, for me personally.
And I mean, the second one gets better, but the whole beginning is like you're like limited.
You've
like,
already shit all over it, Trent. Don't
No.
walk
Hates
that
it.
one back.
New one's coming out. It might be good.
Sonic Mania. That was the other free PlayStation Plus
Yeah.
game.
Yep.
I'm sure there were 3 or 4 other ones out too.
I think
They
don't
stopped
do that anymore.
Yeah,
I
they
think
don't
stopped.
do that anymore. It's
They
weird.
straight up did that,
Yeah,
bro.
it's totally.
There's no way I
remember.
just found all these other games.
No, they definitely somehow they were there,
But they weren't. They were
They were hard to
PlayStation
find.
Network games that you could get on it and the View and the 2. There's ones that all of them were available to back then. Now they don't do that
Yeah.
anymore.
Sonic Mania is a something old.
Very old.
Yeah, it's the Sonic
It's
collection.
the original Sonics.
You know,
They're
it
updated,
said
though,
it had
from
like
Sega.
some updated
It is.
levels. The
All
graphics
the-
did not look to be
No,
updated.
not really. Every level has a boss at the end of it now.
Okay.
Instead of like you just running past the flag and shit, like because every couple
Oh
levels you
yeah,
would fight
I did
Eggman.
fight a boss.
Yeah,
Robotnik.
and then they have like slightly different like levels, and you can do like there's you can do. It's okay.
They still have that
Sonic.
level where you have to like
Drown.
get air bubbles. Yeah.
Yeah, that one freaks me out.
I hate that one too.
I get anxious.
Me
I
too.
don't like it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Same way.
Sonic's dead. I'm out. Dun, 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 dun,
Like
dun,
my
dun,
chest
dun,
is
dun, dun.
clogging, yeah.
I really liked it though. Nostalgia everywhere. I played it for about 30 minutes and then I got stuck in a part I couldn't figure out like where I ended up and I rage quit.
Yeah.
But up to that point, I had a good time. So free download, 7 out of
Yeah,
10.
you have-
Especially if you
Dude,
play
yeah,
it back in
it's-
the day.
You got an OG classic, bro,
Yeah,
in
I
your
would-
collection for free. That's pretty cool.
Strong free games again. They've definitely they're up in their game.
Yeah, they definitely didn't lie. I mean, last time it was like Conan though.
I've seen people playing it.
I know a lot of people, but it's some janky shit.
Well, that's the games.
Oh, Dauntless. Is that an old one?
I think you
already talked about
reviewed
that?
it
a little
last
review.
time.
I did. Baby
We'll talk a
review
little
that
more
one.
on
You
it.
got a chance to play it a little more.
I did.
So if
I
you wanna really
did.
get into it.
I liked it. I mean, I probably put it at about an 8.
Yeah.
It's got enough in there to keep you going for a while. It's a dumbed down Monster Hunter, like you said. It's
cool.
Which I'm a fan of dumbed down games. You know, keep it simple.
I don't like it to be too complicated.
Keep it simple.
Monster Hunter gets super complicated with like the sharpening and shit.
I didn't even like those weapons I had to sharpen because I didn't do it. I used a gun specifically because I didn't like
because you just had ammo.
Do that.
Yeah, understandable, man.
But then I started running out of ammo.
Hell yeah.
Well, folks, it's that time.
Oh man,
it's the Diddy moment.
Take that.
Who wants to start? I guess I'll go.
Shoot the J.
Nice, yeah.
Shoot it. My Diddy moment is the NBA.
All of it?
Just all of it. Well, the big Anthony Davis trade, man, it sends a lot of shockwaves out around
You
the
guys
league.
keep
You know what
talking
I
I
mean?
ruined this for
No, you didn't. You didn't. You
Yeah.
didn't, because I'm just gonna drop some bombs right
Drop
now.
some bombs.
Yeah.
LA Lakers will win the NBA title next year with Kemba.
Disagree.
Boom, that one hurt.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even
Stabbing
that.
a twin.
Yeah, I didn't even want
And
to move that.
the Pelicans will be a fun team to watch.
Boom.
Don't know that they'll make the playoffs, but I like Zion and Ingram together. Lonzo Ball is still better than all the shit he gets. They got a lot of young players. Who knows who'll get the 4th pick. So they'll be fun to watch. Hate to say that.
Fuck New Orleans.
Lakers will win the title. And that's
Wow.
That's
I
it.
mean, that was very bold. But
And I'm going to
relax.
be back-to-back champ because I'm a fair weather fan. And my Raptors won this year.
Oh, yeah?
And my Lakers will win next year. And that's
I
it.
don't like any of that.
Mic drop.
Mic drop.
That was a hot take.
Yeah, I'll go next, man.
Shoot the J.
Yeah.
Shoot it.
My take is on how I think video games are going to be like super fucking fantastic going forward, because I don't know if you guys have been watching E3 at all, but they're starting to incorporate like real actors into shit.
Oh, yeah.
And we are getting in Cyberpunk 2027, we're getting Keanu Reeves.
What?
Yeah, he's like your mentor in that shit. He's got robot arms and it's fucking cool. And then
that sounds great.
Crossbow Bro from Walking
Yeah.
Dead is in that new crazy
Or
Metal Gear
Boondock
Solid
Saints,
game.
if you-
Yes.
Norman Reedus.
Yeah, and it
I
looks
found it.
phenomenal, man. That shit is gonna change.
I saw it.
gaming.
It's
Which one is this?
Death Stranding.
and the thing I saw about this game
Oh.
that I heard is that like when you die, you don't die. You go to like an
there's
alternate
like a-
world, and you have to fight your way back.
Yeah, there's like this. You're like walking around with like
Yeah.
a fetus on you. It's weird.
Yeah.
It looks kind of like. I hope it's not super Metal Gear Solid because that's what it really looks
It
like.
does look a little bit like that.
The funny thing is I actually spent some time watching this, reviewing this.
That game.
Yeah, because it's not out yet, right?
Nah, it's
No.
coming out.
I
but they
saw
did
a
lot.
trailer like
Pretty soon.
Like
I just want to say a year, 2 years ago. I
Oh, the one
saw-
with the baby.
Yes.
Yeah,
And Guillermo
Guillermo del Toro.
del Toro is in the trailer as well.
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
Who's one of the directors, producers for the game.
Yeah, and the
Mads
guy.
Mikkelsen is the bad guy.
Oh, damn.
The guy with the eye,
Yeah,
that's Mads Mikkelsen.
I don't know who Mads Mikkelsen is.
He is the guy in our favorite Netflix assassin movie.
Oh, the one in the snow with what's her face looking ugly.
He's the
Oh, word,
bad
word, word.
guy
Oh, yes,
in
yes.
Doctor Strange.
No, I got you. I got
Yeah.
you.
So big cast
No,
in
no,
that
no,
one. It was honestly, I'm not necessarily into like the whole. It's got like a horror kind of vibe to it. It's
It's
Guillermo
weird.
del Toro, but it captivated me, man. I
Yeah.
saw what was going on. I was
Well,
like,
I mean,
I don't
the
know what
main-
this is. This looks crazy. I'm
That-
interested. Norman Reedus is cool.
What was real crazy is like he was originally supposed to be doing a Silent Hill game that was gonna have Boondock Saint Bro in it. It was gonna be done by him. It was gonna be cool.
Well,
Then he
yeah.
said, "Fuck that! I'm gonna make my own shit."
No, fucking the company kicked him, banned out, whoever it was. I can't remember who, Capcom or whoever makes fucking Silent Hill series, like Matt booted it. Because PT was like a demo. That was that crazy, super scary thing that came out a couple years ago.
I mean, Ellen Page has already done this. She's been in one.
Yeah,
I don't know what it
I think they
was.
got mad at her because she got mad at them because they, like, digitally made her naked. Without her
I know that
permission.
happened.
Yeah.
And I didn't play
Super
that
mad.
game.
Yeah, it was one of those talkie games.
And the guy that's from Shameless, the
Heavy
ginger, he's doing the Star Wars game. It's him. Like,
Oh,
he
really?
is the guy. Like, you can. It's
Shit.
obvious as hell. It's him the whole time.
Yeah. Dude, I support the hell out of it, man. Like, that's the next step to get people into, like, video games and shit.
Yeah,
is to
and
have their...
Pessimistically optimistic about this Star Wars game.
Yeah.
You're referring to their likeness when you're talking about these.
Well, they're acting, so they're using
Their
their
acting
face
skills and
recognition.
they're using their, like, I mean,
Yeah, their voice.
they are them. You could recognize them. So, like, if someone who's not into video games,
Yo, this happened.
could watch it like a show.
That really terrible Call of Duty. We played the story through. The guy that played Happy.
Jon
Was,
Snow.
the guy that played
No,
Happy was
Yeah.
Yes.
was the
The
general.
cop guy.
It was.
This has been kind of going on. They are getting to step up.
Modern Warfare has been doing. Call of Duty has been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
Kevin Spacey was a bad guy.
Yeah.
They had Jon Snow from Game of Thrones was a bad guy with Conor McGregor as one of his lackeys. Grand Theft Auto's always had a big time cast, but they never really used their faces.
It was always, like, kind of like...
Grand Theft Auto,
There it
generally,
is.
the last one they definitely did.
As-
If you look at the cast in Grand Theft Auto 5 and you look at the people they got,
Yeah.
like, they look exactly the same.
That's dope.
Like,
Yeah, you know, I think Jonah
I've
Hill
never
kind
done
of
that.
looked like Jonah Hill.
it's not
Oh,
Jonah Hill.
I know, I keep thinking it's Jonah
The
Hill,
son?
too.
It's not Jonah
It's,
Hill.
yeah.
Oh God, I'm just gonna stop talking. I remember the game was in one, and he kind of did look like that one was real.
The
That-
game, I don't
but
remember
you
that
know, I
one
mean, you're
either.
not seeing the guy that plays Trevor,
Oh, wait a sec. Yes, I have.
and you're not noticed
Yeah.
that he looks like Trevor.
But well, here was my thought. Not necessarily the Trevors, but they have like famous people that
Yeah.
are characters on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that definitely
Yeah.
does look like them.
Yeah.
Oh, Mike. Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. But there's famous people that they have as
Right.
guests, which just delete all of this.
Yeah,
Let's
hell
get-
yeah.
Let's get
It's
this
good,
part
no.
out. Fat, what's your take?
Yeah. Look
Yeah.
at all this for a minute
Oh,
while I get my
God.
take.
Yeah.
All right, so I have two takes. I got a baby take, so I'm just excited about this, so I wanted to mention it. The Boondocks is coming back. Not the Saints or just the country life, but the TV show with Huey and Riley and the granddad. The granddad's 100% already on. I don't think Regina King isn't on 100% yet, but
Probably because that last season.
she
that
makes
last season was
she's like
fucked up.
actually won some awards as like a legit actress at this point. So I think it's just kind of a scheduling and money probably thing for her. But yeah, I don't know who's doing it, but Aaron McGruder, I think's his name, the original creator who
Oh, yeah.
wasn't involved in the
Yeah,
last
'cause he
season,
fucking-
is involved now. It's my understanding, and this is probably kind of because of the recent political environment. The storyline is that Uncle Ruckus now controls the government.
Oh my God.
Damn.
That's the storyline. So I'm
Oh, man.
looking
No
forward
relation.
I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be funny. So I guess more to come. Keep you updated. But my actual take, we go to Leeds, England, where a fellow cheeseburger lover took that shit to the grave. When his hearse, this was in his, I guess, will, his hearse took one last drive through the Burger King drive through to get his favorite snack, a bacon double cheeseburger, so he could take it to the grave.
Boss move.
Boss move.
Cheeseburger, lovers unite. R.I.P.
Yo, you know the last thing I want
gone
to do.
anywhere other than Burger King though.
With,
Here we go again. Burger King is not that bad. It's not that bad.
Oh man.
it's flame broiled.
Oh yeah, it's flame broiled. Mhm.
Hey, look, the heart wants what it wants. Okay.
Yeah,
You're
no,
gonna
I'm not
judge
shitting
it
on
out
his
of
drinks.
the
I'm not.
time.
No,
I
I'm
want
not.
Burger King.
On his final death wish.
No,
Here-
that's fine.
The devil's in the details. And
Yeah,
now
and
you're
you'd be like,
being
why
the
did he go to
devil.
Wendy's?
You know,
Like, fuck.
Hell yeah.
the man got a burger as his last wish. That's what you need to look at.
Yeah, way to ruin that.
God.
Ah.
Let's just end this show.
I'm sorry, God, cheeseburger guy in England.
No, mad respect to cheeseburger guy.
Let's just end it.
Yeah,
and
let's
live
do our
by.
quotes and get out of here. As we watch Vice, I think we're going to go Vice related.
Yeah.
Who wants to lead us off? I guess I'll go.
Shoot the J.
Dick Cheney. I'm going to do my best imitation. We believe the Geneva Convention is open to interpretation.
It's pretty good.
Thank
Sounds like Batman.
I'm having a heart attack, you idiot. Dick Cheney.
Mine's directly from him, so I almost did it. And I was like, well, wait a minute. Okay. From Dick Cheney's mother-in-law. Quote. Quote. Does Dick need some coffee?
And that's it, folks. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy
All
Father's
of you
Day.
folks.
We'll see you next time. And, outro. Wait. Excelsior, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Excelsior.
Celsius.
Yes.
Outro.
Outro.
We didn't make fun of anybody's hobbies
We
this
the
time.
best.
We're so...
Yeah.
I'm gonna go play Magic later.
Yeah, nobody fucking cares.
Trent's gonna go ride a drone.
later. I'm gonna nap.
Trent's gonna jerk off.
And pump it.
Did anybody put the cookie in the wiener sauce? Does that happen?